first question
Yes.
would be your look. Is it a bolero? Is it a Spanish thing you're going for?
Spanish riding hat, yeah. It's Seville Spanish riding hat.
It's quite Annie Lennox, really.
I suppose it is a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
listen to Paul. Pipe in
Scottish
over
link there, is that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Yes, it's an Annie Lennox look, harking back to my Scottish roots.
Yeah.
Just being
I
formal.
apologize for the Spanish thing that I went with. The bolero, I believe I
No,
mentioned.
the bolero is a little jacket, but it does go with the hat. This is for riding horses and doing dressage.
First of all, after the last episode, it's pretty impressive to see both of you sitting on the couch together.
Yes.
I take it the apology went down
Nice.
well, and you're now best of friends.
Correct.
Yes, everything's fine.
Yep, we smoothed it out.
He shot everyone, I got one punch in. It's good, right? It's equal.
Equal.
Yeah.
Cool. That seems like quite a major turning point for both of your characters. Is that something you're seeing, that your role is changing, developing now within the show?
Would you like to go first?
It's certainly a bold move that Simon made, and I think it was just more after hearing a lot of talk, literally a lot of talk. It was like, let's try to get some shit done here and let's stir the pot. So I think it was a big stirring of the pot to hopefully move things forward.
Yeah. Okay.
I think certainly people are going to want to see what happens next, right? I mean, as far as development of the characters, like, he's shown a lot of his true self, and Jadis is showing a lot of her true self all of a sudden as well. So I'm looking forward to going forward and seeing those layers come away even more.
Yeah, I mean, Simon's character seems to be making Negan look very reasonable all of a sudden. Do you think Simon's becoming the new Negan, or is Negan becoming the new Rick? What's going on there, you think?
I don't know if there's a Simon becoming the new Negan or Negan becoming the new Rick. I think it's just, again, it was a time for try something different. So I think Simon had just sort of reached a bit of a tipping point where he's like, let's just get some shit done, man. So I think that was his thing. So I don't think he's becoming a Negan. He's always had that in him. It was just like, let's push the envelope a bit.
Let's see where you can take it. So I mean, we've got to talk about obviously the grinder scene. That must have been pretty intense to shoot and film. What kind of mindset were you in for that?
I really was in the mindset that you saw on screen, really. I mean, I was feeling that grief pretty hard. There's also a sense of doing what's right in a weird way with that scene, which is one of the things I love about it. She's trying to do the best that she can in the situation she's in, and it's actually a very practical and smart move, to get rid of them all that way. It was just very heartbreaking and very difficult to look at them, and it was funny watching the episode. I felt that again, It's just very full of grief.
Yeah, it was very moving. You could see that obviously the deep set of emotions playing through the character.
Good, thank you.
She's obviously an artist. She's got some artistic expression. So, is the rubbish dump just an installation piece of art, or is there some hidden depth to it that we're not seeing yet?
Well, he wants to know, doesn't he?
Yeah. Certainly, the set is like an art installation piece.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of both. I mean, it's home, and it was our place, and it's both artistic and extremely practical for the time that we're living in. Now it's this graveyard, so I don't know how the heaps are gonna feel for Jadis after this. I don't know if she can stay there or not. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Is she going to have to go find a new home, do you think? Do you think she's going to join with Rick, or do you think she's just going to be by herself now?
Simon and her, I get a little cabin in the woods.
Yeah. Could be a beautiful relationship.
Shock everybody.
Could be a spin-off.
Yeah, I think at the point that we see her at right now, I think it's really when she's deciding what is the next move, and where can she possibly go from here, and can she do it alone? But I think she might have some stuff to take care of first.
Yeah. Okay. So Simon's character, obviously he's gone rogue, gone against Negan. Does that mean there's going to be a big confrontation between the two? Is he going to bring Simon back into line?
I mean, obviously there's going to have to be some sort of discussion when all is revealed. But I think, again, Simon would have preferred to go about his business and talk after, than try to have that conversation with Negan before, because it's obviously quite a difference of opinion. So I think it would just not get anywhere if that conversation happened first. So Simon just said, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'll explain later. and hopefully it will be to the benefit of everyone, and therefore it's justified.
Negan will be fine with it. He's always fine when people go against his orders.
He's a reasonable kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's a case of, you know, obviously asking for forgiveness rather than asking for permission.
Yeah, in a sense. And I mean, I don't even know if it's asking for forgiveness. It's just like, if this works, then, hey, this worked. How can you prove that, you know, how can you argue with this?
Yeah.
Right? We've tried your, you know, yeah, we've tried, I know, that's true. We've tried your way and it hasn't worked. So I think that is something that I think Simon's coming in with, is just, hey, didn't work your way, so we try this. And if it works, then great for all of us.
I mean, it's interesting to see sort of your character Pollyanna in terms of her voice and the way she's changed the way she was talking from when she was obviously leading the garbage people to obviously at the end of that when they died and she was kind of by herself again. Was that part of her character? Was that something she'd always hidden, or was she trying to play something different when?
Yeah, I always felt that her speech pattern was based on three things: was expedience, not wasting anything, as they do with their clothing and their weapons and their whole home. And thirdly, it makes outsiders feel on the back foot. So it's very much a decided you know, it's something that we made a choice on. She made a choice on, and it also binds the community as well. But I don't think that it's relevant now. It's not. They're not. It's not the same community. You know.
No.
They're with everyone gone, and she's not the leader of them. She's not who she was, so she doesn't need it anymore. And it's also a little bit more useful to speak that way when you're trying to get sympathy and empathy from Michonne and Rick as they come up, and you know, she wants them to help her. So I think if she'd spoken in those stilted sentences with them, it would have been real counter to what she needed.
Okay. So I mean, obviously The Walking Dead is such a cultural phenomenon. What do you put it down to as being part of the show? What's it like out there when you're meeting the fans? What kind of reaction do you get when you're walking around? Where do you think the show is going to go? Even bigger, I guess.
Yeah. Simon. No. Name is Steven. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. I think the biggest thing is just one realizes the global effect that the show has. You know, traveling around a lot recently, and you think, wow, Japan, Australia too, wow. And then even in Europe, I mean, I think it was actually last year, I'm at the London Zoo one day, and there was Italy, Turkey, I think Iran, like different countries just coming up and saying, oh, I love the show, I love the show.
I went to Thailand and they were freaking out.
It's wild. So you sort of, you know, again, it doesn't really change anything. It's just nice. It's, I guess, if you're getting tomatoes thrown at you, it would suck. But for people just to say, hey, you know, you're so-and-so from the show. It's thanks. Cool.
Yeah.
It's really, it's fascinating.
It's nice to be part of people's living room life, where they're, you know, communing with their families and friends, often watching it together, which is something that we got the opportunity to do, our generation, watching shows together. And now it's a little bit more bingey, but because of the way it's shown, you know, it's cool. So I kind of I recognize that excitement and that joy, and it's just a cool thing to be part of because it's a great show. Thank God.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks guys for your time. That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you.
Well, that was harmless, wasn't it?
Not so bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!